Hey guys, welcome to another edition of If This Car Could Talk. I'm one of the people behind this cool channel. My name's Tom and I've loved cars my whole life. Since we featured Bill Oxford's Camaro earlier this week, here's a follow-up for anybody that loves first-gen Camaros. If you don't already subscribe, just click on the free subscription button and you'll never miss a single video. If you'd like, we always appreciate reading your comments. I always enjoy hanging out with car people, and I appreciate your time.
When Ford introduced the Mustang in April of 1964 as a 65 model, the car took the American automotive market by storm. Almost overnight, Ford single-handedly created a new market niche, which would aptly be known as the pony car. Understandably concerned with the runaway success of the Mustang, Chevrolet executives soon realized that their Corvair, a sporty compact car that was at the time the closest thing to a sporty pony car-like offering, would not be able to generate the sales volume of the Mustang due to its unconventional rear-engine design. Additionally, consumer advocate Ralph Nader had recently penned a book entitled Unsafe at Any Speed, a book aimed specifically at the Corvair and touting how the car was, as the title stated, unsafe at any speed. Of course, this was really not true, but Nader's brilliant book-selling campaign was the beginning of the end for this popular automobile. Within the first year of the Mustang's debut, GM designers were feverishly working on a suitable competitor in this new field, as was every other manufacturer. GM decided to make this new car available for both Chevrolet and its sister division, Pontiac, which had gained a solid reputation for performance cars after introducing the GTO in 1964. After the two cars were nearing full-scale regular production, General Motors held a live press conference in Detroit's Statler Hilton Hotel on June 28th of 1966. This would be the first time that 14 large U.S. cities would be connected all at once for a live press conference, hosted by Chevrolet's then General Manager Pete Estes. Chevrolet had codenamed the F-Body project Panther in the early development stages, but by this time Estes announced a totally new car line, project designation XP836, with a marketing name that Chevrolet chose in keeping with other car names beginning with the letter C, such as Chevelle, Chevy 2, Corvair, and Corvette. These cars would become known as F-Bodies. The new name is now one of the most popular in the history of GM's Chevrolet division, the Camaro. Estes claimed the new name suggested the camaraderie of good friends, just as a personal car should be to its owner. The attending automotive press asked Estes, "What is a Camaro?" He responded by stating it's a small, vicious animal that eats Mustangs. According to the book, The Complete Book of Camaro, every model since 1967, the name Camaro was conceived by Chevrolet merchandiser manager Bob Lund and General Motors Vice President Ed Rollett, while they were reading Heath's French and English dictionary searching for a new name for their pony car when they found the word Camaro. It's a slang term meaning friend, pal, or comrade. The Camaro was first shown at a press preview in Detroit on September 12, 1966, and later in Los Angeles on September 19, 1966. Public introduction of the new model was on September 26, 1966, and the Camaro officially went on sale in dealerships nationwide on September 29, 1966, as a 1967 model. Since the Camaro and its Pontiac cousin the Firebird were designed from the ground up beginning in 1965, General Motors promoted these cars as all new, although there were many shared components with earlier models of different sorts. At least the car-buying public could readily see that the long hood, short deck, unitized construction, and traditional front engine, rear-wheel drive, would now satisfy the demand from GM fans who wanted their own pony car from the General. Unlike the Mustang, the Camaro was originally designed to fit a variety of power plants in the engine bay, from the utilitarian inline six-cylinder engines all the way up to the fire-breathing big blocks. For its introductory year, the Camaro was selected as the official Indianapolis 500 pace car. Only 104 examples were ever produced, making this a rare collectible among muscle car aficionados. Hoping to secure the coveted Motor Trend Magazine Car of the Year award, the new Chevy was edged out by Mercury's first-year pony car offering, the Cougar. The 1969 Camaro was again selected by the folks at Indy 500 as the official pace car. This time, 3,675 replicas of this prestigious model were sold to race enthusiasts across the country. The first generation Camaro lasted until the 1969 model year and eventually inspired the design of the new retro 5th generation Camaro. The introductory year was a big success. The next 2 years would have the Camaro changing slightly with modified exterior styling cues, colors, and available standard and optional equipment from model to model. You know, very typical of styling cycles within the auto industry. The Camaro for 1968 had new visual clues that differentiated it from the first-year cars. Most obvious was the elimination of the vent wing windows and new side marker lamps, which were federally mandated for all 1968 model cars built after January 1st, 68. A new ventilation system was designed by GM engineers to continuously bring fresh air into the passenger compartments, called Astro Ventilation. Seen in various print advertising for this year was a reference for a new nickname assigned by the marketing department where the Camaro is referred to as the Hugger. Model choices this year were the same as 1967. A base model, a Rally Sport, or RS, the Super Sport, or SS, and the Trans Am Racing-inspired Z28. Except for this model, a buyer could get a Camaro in both a coupe or a convertible body style. The RS was squarely aimed at the buyer who preferred a car with a bit of European flair, much like the Mercury Cougar XR7 was. Standard equipment included a hidden headlamp grille, front valance mounted park lamps, lower body side moldings, and belt reveal moldings, full wheel opening moldings, rear valance mounted backup lamps, RS emblems in the grille, on the fenders, and on fuel cap on the car's rear, like our future car. Coupes also got bright dip rail moldings too. For the performance crowd, the SS package was the way to go. This car looked like a performance car from top to bottom and front to back. All of them left the factory with a special hood, a black accented grille and ornamentation, a front color-keyed accent band, hood insulation, special red striped performance tires, full hubcaps with the SS insignia, sport suspension, a chrome engine dress-up package for the standard L48 Turbo Fire 350 V8 or any of the optional 396s, and unique ornamentation for the grille, sides, and fuel cap. The big block cars also got a matte black tail lamp panel, multi-leaf rear springs, and a mandatory power assist drum brakes. At model introduction in September of 1966, the SS Camaro had a special SS hood that included chrome trim that mimicked the appearance of finned oil coolers. At this time, the SS was the SS 350 model, and the badges on the car read SS 350. When the SS 396 was introduced in January of 1967, the badges were changed for all SS models to just read SS. The SS 396 could be distinguished from the SS 350 by the engine emblems. Both 350 and 396 models in 1967 used the finned hood emblem for the entire model year. For the 1968 model year, the chromed hood trim for the SS 396 changed from the simulated finned cooler style seen on all 67s to a set of simulated carburetor velocity stacks. The early 68 model year SS 350 continued to receive the 67 styled finned hood trim. At the end of October, beginning of November of 67, the SS 350 cars transitioned to the SS 396 velocity stack trim. The simulated velocity stack continued for the 69 model year, with all SS cars using the same hood trim. It was possible to order a Camaro with both options, making for a nicely equipped touring and performance automobile. There were 6 different color choices for the interior, depending on the exterior color. Available in black, blue, gold, parchment and black, red, turquoise, or the striking custom interior known now by enthusiasts as houndstooth, in black and white, and only available on the coupes. Additionally, vinyl tops were offered in both black and white, and convertibles had these 2 color choices in addition to blue. Like every car from the era, a huge variety of options could be ordered from the factory, or a buyer could have his friendly local Chevy dealer install anything he or she desired. Between engines, transmissions, colors, interiors, rear axle ratios, and everything else, it was easy to order a Camaro as unique as its new owner. There are several noteworthy models from these first-generation cars. First, the aforementioned pace cars, the limited edition Z28, and of course the 427 cubic inch Copo cars. The cast iron block-equipped 9560 coated examples, of which only 1,015 were ever built, are very desirable. A mere 201 of them shipped to Don Yanko's Pennsylvania-based new car dealership for further modifications. The king of the hill is the Gibb Chevrolet ordered ZL1 models, which all had the aluminum 427 big block, ordered under code 9561. Only 69 of these brutes ever saw the light of day. The Camaro name was a staple in Chevrolet's model offerings the end of the fourth generation run in 2002. Because sales were declining year after year, management at GM decided to end the Camaro and the Firebird that year. For the next 7 model years, the Camaro was not available for sale. During that time, however, the pony car wars were really heating up between Ford and Dodge, so Chevrolet was inspired by the first generation Camaro to restyle the car to modern expectations of aesthetics, safety, performance, fuel mileage, and emission standards, and re-enter this category with a world-class car. By now, Pontiac was no more, building their last car in 2009. The Camaro is now 5 years into its 6th generation and continues to gain new fans. While yearly sales are only a fraction of what they once were, the Camaro is a flagship car for Chevrolet. Certainly not on the same level as the Corvette, but an important car historically that will always sell, as long as Chevy keeps the cars relevant to the market. I don't think the Camaro will ever top the 1979 model year in sales when dealers nationwide handed the keys over to 282,571 excited new car buyers. Since its inception, Camaros have been part of countless people's memories and the culture of America. Yes, well over 5 million Camaros have been built, sold, driven, cherished, raced, wrecked, abandoned, restored, and admired. That's a legacy that no few cars can claim. I'd like to thank Bill, the owner of this week's feature car, for taking the time to show all of my YouTube friends his tastefully resto-modded 68 Camaro.
I really hope you found that video interesting. I always enjoy researching these stories. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. It's free. My wife Dana and I have a lot of fun with these videos. We love cars and have made some great friends doing this. We have a lot more awesome cars and trucks for you coming down the road. Next week, we'll feature a real Panther Pink 1970 Dodge Challenger RT SE. You won't want to miss it. This is Tom saying, until next time.